everyone, it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. We have a lot of news to get through today and a lot of new outfit previews to go over. So I'm very excited for this video. To start off, we do have a new code which came down the other day that I want to tell you about because it's a good code to redeem. We have the new code Warm Spring Bonus. With this, you get 100 diamonds and 20,000 bling. So make sure to claim that because it does expire on April 29th, 2025. So make sure you redeem that as soon as possible. Now, the next thing I want to go over is the upcoming events we are getting. So Alison is returning. So during the event, Alison's going to provide a daily checklist of items to find. It's usually things like lamp chilies, pearly shells, you know, those collectibles from around the world, and we go and visit her and we exchange those materials for some rewards. Usually it's glitter bubbles and revelation crystals, so that will be fun to have. We then also have the Whirl of Melodies event. Now during this event we have to complete tasks to obtain party invite, which can be exchanged for diamonds and other rewards. I'm looking forward to this. Anything that helps give us diamonds is very appreciated. The next event comes down on April 12th, so a little bit later, and it does run for a short time. Most of the other events run from April 8th to April 28th, but this super escalation event only runs from the 12th to the 19th. And during this time, you can enter the realm of escalation and use the altar of escalation to exchange for double materials. There is a limit of 120 vital energy you can spend each day, but it's very beneficial, especially for those that are working on glowing up and leveling up outfits, especially if you're kind of, I mean, it works for if you're both early game and end game. Early game players, you're going to be wanting to level up your 5-star outfits and things like that so that you can beat mirror crown and styling battles and things like that. Like, that's what you're going to need the bubbles for. But if you're end game, kind of like me, I say end game, it's not really end game, but late stage, let's just say, getting those bubbles can be helpful because when you glow up full outfits in the evolution, you do get some little crystals in there when you've evolved an outfit fully. So again, beneficial because every little helps in this game. Of course, if you wanted to use the double rewards to get the other items, the bling, or I think it's the threads, you can do so. I personally advise getting the bubbles because I feel like they're the hardest to get a hold of. Bling you can collect pretty much daily, and I've never had a shortage of thread. So for me, bubbles all the way. And then something that's very new for this event is the Wishing Epiphany Pack series, which is available from April 8th to April 28th. During this, we can go into the store to purchase the Wishing Epiphany Pack series, which features Epiphany crystals and blings. Now, the Epiphany crystals can be used to resonate for limited 4-star outfits, like limited time 4-star outfits. So the crystals have a permanent validity, so they last forever, basically, kind of thing. I mean, I assume forever, yeah, permanence forever. But basically these crystals will last a long time, so you don't have to spend on this update, but you can use them to resonate on the current and future 4-star outfits. Now I'm very intrigued about this because I'm intrigued if this is gonna be better than just like spending outright on your diamonds. I don't know. We're gonna have to see the prices to kind of come to a judgment as to whether or not these are gonna be worth it. But it's very intriguing, I don't know if this is the game's way of getting more money in, if it's as a way of kind of ensuring that people spend on the 4-star, and then it allows them to save their diamonds for the 5-star. I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely going to be intriguing to see the costs of these packs, because they are just for the 4-star outfits. So I feel like these have a cheaper value, so to speak, than what, for instance, it would cost for a regular crystal, because those can go on 5 stars. So I have a feeling these should be cheaper, but truthfully, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know anything about the costing or anything like that. But I would think, since these can only be used on 4-star banners, perhaps we get quite a few in a bundle, maybe? I don't know. Like I said, I'm intrigued to find out a bit more. We'll look into it when it comes down and just kind of see. But it's very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. Okay, so let's talk outfits now, because that is the main event. So the first one we're going to talk about is the Pastoral dance, which has a main attribute of fresh. So they put a little description saying, where has the florist sheep wandered off to? As the shepherd's bell rings like a sweet melody and hurried footsteps turn into a playful dance, a little sheep stumbles onto the dance floor. The girl chasing it becomes an unexpected guest at the Feywish Sprite's celebration. Now, the outfit ability is when you use the Shepherdess Whimsicality, Nikki will become a shepherdess and summon 3 flourish sheep in Phantom Mist state. You can approach the sheep to guide them, which is, I guess, fairly interesting. So this outfit does take inspiration from the flourish sheep, and when using the outfit's ability, a staff will appear alongside the Phantom Mist sheep. So it looks like the staff is not a separate item. It looks like it shows up as a whimsicality. During the event, you can use your Revelation crystals, Epiphany crystals, or any limited time Revelation crystals to resonate and dance in Shepherdess. Every 5 resonances guarantees a piece of Pastoral dance, and accumulate a certain number of resonance attempts to earn corresponding 5-star piece rewards in the Deep Echoes. Okay, so let's take a look at this outfit and break it down. So it looks like it comes in a base colorway of a purple color, which is quite cute. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the purple necessarily, but it is a cute outfit. And then we have an evolved colorway, which is beige with light blue details, which again, very, very cute. I'm usually not a big fan of beige, but I do prefer this colorway just because I'm not a big purple fan. We do get to see the ability in action, where she gets the staff and where you can see the sheep and things like that. Now, it might be that we can still use the staff as a prop in photos. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But it does look like potentially that might be something we can use, but it looks like we might have to use the whimsicality ability first. Perhaps a bit like, if you remember the painting ability, where you could paint and then jump into furniture mode. I assume you can do the same here. You would need to use the whimsicality and then you could jump into photo mode. It is a bit of a shame that it's not separate. I personally would have loved a staff, but I do think the game is in its early stages. There's going to be lots more outfits to come, and I wouldn't be surprised if eventually we get a magical staff at some point. It does look like, based on what I am seeing, that the horns are attached to the headpiece. So I do think they are permanent. I don't think they're something that shows up with the whimsicality like the staff. I think they are permanent. I do love the hair on this, the 2 pigtails. They're quite a nice chunky pigtail, because most of the other pigtails we do see, I would say, are quite thin. So it's quite nice to see something that's a little bit on the chunkier side. It looks like we've got asymmetric earrings as well. So we've got our headpiece, we've got the hair, we've got the earrings. It looks like we've got a dress, a skirt, or rather a dress, a shawl, tights and shoes, and a necklace accessory, I think. It's cute. Let me know what you think of this. This, I think, might be a skip for me. I think overall I'm not in love with the look of this. It's definitely cute. I can see its place. No judgment to anyone who does love it, because let's face it, we all have our own tastes and preferences. I do love the puffy sleeve, but I just don't see this as an outfit that I would gravitate towards a lot. I do love the staff though. The staff is cute and the kind of ability is cute, but I think this might be a pass, which is always good because it means we can save our diamonds. And now we can talk about the second outfit, which has an elegant attribute, and this is the Enchanted writing. So it says, in the fleeting moments of her dreams, there was joyous music and dance, and at the center of the dance floor stood a human girl with a bouncy little sheep. When the dream surfaced once again, she decided to pick up her pen and transform the dream into flowing words. After using the scribble whimsicality ability, Nikki will use her pen to weave wondrous phrases at will, let them drift around her, dissolving into a swirl of whimsical dreams. Okay, this is very, very interesting, very exciting to see. Let's break down the outfit here and take a look at it. Okay, so definitely very wizard coded. I don't know if I love this one either. It's definitely different. The hat, for all the witchcore girlies, I think will like this. I mean, I just think, I don't know, there's something about it. Do you know what? The brim is too wide for me. I think a lot of people will love this, but I think the brim of the hat is just too wide, and it's reminding me a lot of those elegant hats that we already have in game. The shape of the, I want to say like jacket, is very interesting. The way it curls up at the bottom, I do think that does look quite cute. It looks to have, it's either going to be a yellow skirt and a beige top, or it is a dress underneath which has a yellow plaid patterning. I'm not entirely sure. It's a bit hard to discern at this current moment in time. It does look like that plaid patterning goes up to under the bust, so I would be inclined to think it's a dress, but obviously I'm not 100% certain. I think this is definitely a unique look. I'm not a big fan of the socks. The socks I'm not too intrigued by, but it's definitely very, very unique. And I think looking at the outfits more and seeing them showcased and everything, I probably am more inclined towards this one, which surprises me because I really thought I was going to love the shepherdess outfit, but I don't. I think again this might be a skip for me personally. I would rather save my diamonds for something that I am more interested in. The little ability with the kind of like magic backdrop is quite cool. I must admit that's quite unique. I think it would be fun for photo opportunities. I must admit, I'm going to say this up front, a lot of my driving force when it comes to choosing outfits is based on how they look and how I think I could use them in photos. And I know a lot of people pull for different reasons. Some might pull for their abilities and stuff like that. I just consider the abilities as a bonus, and I pull generally based on aesthetics. So I just want to say that up front so people know where I'm coming from in terms of my perspective of what I do and don't like. It's a very aesthetic based viewpoint, whereas I know there will be people out there that tend to focus more on the abilities, and that's totally fine. We all have our own reasons and there's nothing wrong with that, but just letting you know, for me, what appeals to me most is the aesthetics of a look and how often I could use it. And I feel like I would love a witch hat in game, but I think I want something a bit smaller. And I'm not sure I like the yellow colorway of the dress underneath, and I don't like the socks. So again, this might be a pass for me. But if these are what you love and what you like, do not feel ashamed. Pull for what you like. Pull for what you enjoy. Don't let anyone else's opinions on whether they do like or dislike something sway you, because it's all personal preference at the end of the day. But yeah, please do let me know what you think of these outfits. Will you be pulling for them? Do they interest you? What are your thoughts on them? I'd be really intrigued to hear. You know, like I said, we all have our own personal tastes and interests, so we all have our own individual, you know, preferences on what we like and don't like. So I'd love to hear from you all if this is something you are going to pull for or not. I must admit, I think if that shepherd staff was separate, I would pull on that outfit, but because it looks like it's tied to the whimsicality, I think it's going to be a miss for me this time round. But hopefully at some point we do get a staff. I hope in fold. Please give me a wizard staff. Thank you very much. I mean, it's very likely they could. Let's face it, we've seen outfits that have come in that have been very similar to others previously. You know, I think of the Queen's Move outfit, very similar to the Dream Banquet, I would say, in terms of style. I know the colours are slightly different and the shape's slightly different, but they are very similar. So they do tend to bring in similar things. You know, we got the motorbike, which previously we had the whimsical, so we do get kind of evolved in slightly different forms. So fingers crossed they hear how popular the staff is for a lot of people. That's what I'm hearing a lot in the community, at least. So fingers crossed they bring us a staff for all us players that want to live our magic core dreams. And I hope a smaller hat. I want a witch hat that isn't elegant, thank you. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. And don't forget to claim that code that I mentioned at the beginning. Every little helps. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you found this video helpful and informative. And I will be sure to see you all in the next one. Bye, guys!